So, Scarlet, what was it you were saying about how you got Ethernet, but you're pretty sure that the people that came in and like installed it for you were lizard people working for the government to try and microchip you? Could you elaborate further on that?
Yeah, so what I was saying was like I think they're lizard people that were. I was gonna try to repeat exactly what you said, but I already forgot.
You're the lizard brain. You couldn't remember.
Yeah.
You couldn't remember.
Oh, man, they microchipped me. Oh, they're gonna turn me into a lizard. God, I couldn't think of the word lizard.
What was that? What does that think? It's a reptile. It's kind of like an Yugioh, like just talking about it in terms of Yugioh.
I just said it. What was it?
It's like a reptilian. Like
Why do I?
Is it a frog? No, rabbit. No. Not. We got further away.
Snake?
Yeah, sorry, lost on me.
No,
I don't know. I know it's a Spider-Man villain, but that's as close as I can get.
We've created a new guy, and it's a guy that can only talk about things in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, yeah, so the other day I was washing my clothes, and I was going to put them in the, what was it? It looks like a laundry dragon. It looks like an appliance or laundry dragon.
Yeah, it's like a laundry dragon.
Laundry Dragon Maid uses it.
Yeah, it's not the dryer Drake, but
yeah,
it's the other
no, it's the laundry dragon.
It's next to.
It's not
next
that
to the
scrap
vacuum
card.
Oh yeah, the scrap wyvern. I was putting my clothes in the scrap wyvern. That sounds like it could be right.
It like
yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm really glad, Scarlet, that you're reading all of those like Alex Jones articles I've been sending you. They're really great. You got to keep on.
Oh wait, no. Actually, this is on you. You've been sending them to me. You tried to get me, but you got yourself. Ha!
So
I didn't read them, folks.
Look,
he just keeps trying to.
The frogs are gay. The frogs are gay. It's as simple as that. They're turning the frogs gay. Get back over, you son of a bitch!
Toothpaste
Destroy
has
the
gone
child.
woke. Don't brush your teeth. All right,
So
we
true.
should probably get started.
What do you mean? We're already there.
Oh, true. Yeah. This is it. This is the intro. Oh wait, are we doing the like riff and shuffle thing, or was that like a one-time deal?
That was it. You just did.
Oh, that's the beginning.
That's where no, we've actually started now, and everything that happened before this time did not happen.
Didn't happen.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Riff and Shuffle, the podcast that definitely happens regularly. We got Nash.
We are consistent.
Very true. We got Nash and Scarlet here with me as always, forever.
What is up, all of my beautiful dudes and dudettes? We've been doing this weekly. If you can't find the episodes, you got to keep on looking and keep on watching all of the other videos on this channel, and then they'll pop up.
They're all hidden.
They're there
within those. They're within the Alex Jones articles. If you look
gotta
for
go
those
to
articles, they're hidden.
No, see where they actually
are. You gotta
are.
decrypt them.
Where they actually are is in the YouTube channel memberships that this channel now has. They are not. That's a lie. There's one extra video in the YouTube channel membership.
If you can't find them there, they're on our joke channel. You can find it on www.youtube.com/nimnim. Find them there.
So true.
It's another week.
What's up, my Nimrods? You're here with another episode of Riff and Shuffle.
You're banned, bro. Did I
ask? No. God, what a national treasure Gage is. Just what a mountain of a man.
Love that man.
I
love seeing him sometimes be a little bit too down bad on Twitter. That always makes me laugh.
Oh yeah.
It's always fun.
You maybe remember because people like dig up his old tweets. There was one that was like something about breast milk, and it was just so funny. And I took the tweet and I put it into like it's like the old tract of Jesus like saying something. It's like a chick tract, and they're like they hated Jesus but he spoke the truth. And I meant they hated Nimnim but he spoke the truth.
It's the greatest.
Anything that man has posted pre-2018, goldmine.
It was insane.
Like,
this dude was
never misses.
Gold mine, but know that he has changed. Probably don't hold him accountable too much.
Yeah. I want to see if I can.
Oh my gosh. Oh, my dog farted and it stinks like poop.
Oh no! Hold on, I want to see if I can dig this up real quick. If I just look up my own.
Got me with
Twitter.
my mouth open.
Oh no, yo!
What a goob!
We be tasting farts on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
if you know what
I
I'm
found
saying.
it. I found it. I found the image.
Let's go.
I'm sending it. It says,
"Let's go, boys."
So for our audio listeners, it's an old chick tract. It says most people rejected his image, and it's like these guys yelling at Gage. They say, "Shut up," and Gage is saying, "Why are breastfeeding machines $250? Like, damn girl, suckle your titty for free." They hated PK Nim Nim because he told them the truth. Galatians 4:16.
This is insane.
It's so funny.
You gotta redo that meme, but now because there's that one like Wojak that looks exactly like him, that's like not even made by anybody in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It just like happens to look like him.
I'm just retweeting this one actually.
Oh man,
I'm just putting it back in everyone's timeline.
I need this template for my Applebee's bits.
They hated Scarlet because he told the truth. Just you know how people will like, turn each other into Wojaks to invalidate each other's arguments and stuff like that, and it's literally like like what the George Costanza like. You don't understand. They turned me into a Wojak. They turned me into a Wojak, Jerry. That means I lost the argument.
They turned you into a Wojak. What do you mean?
But we just do this now. We chick tracked them. You say they hated me because I told the truth.
There's the template. There's a blank one.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so funny.
Oh
holy
man.
shit.
I love this so much.
Incredible. Actually incredible. I can't believe that came out of like the archives. It's been almost a year since we made that.
That's genius.
Oh,
man.
Glorious.
People are
Glorious
so
is
funny.
what it is.
People are so funny. Oh man.
They really are. It's days like this that remind me that Twitter has value like 1% of the time. The rest of it is
okay.
you're like, wait a minute. Don't get ahead of yourself. Here.
Let's not get carried away here.
Twitter with value?
Value?
Okay, speaking
We're talking
of
about
that,
Walmart great value.
So like Twitter, like we know that Twitter just sucks now because something happened in 2022.
Huh. No idea what.
But like it's so weird that I have met some of my closest friends today because of Twitter.
Yeah.
Like I got you two. I got you two right there.
I'm so sorry.
I met TCG Dave for the first time last night. It was pretty awesome. We went and got some Afghani food.
Hell yeah.
Really good, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Hell
wow.
Yeah. Like Eva, like it's weird. Like man, this site sucks, but all of my friends are in that little app.
Exactly. It's awful. And so like to try and improve my experience, I started using the blue blocker, and legitimately it works. It works. I tell you folks, it works until it starts blocking the Illustrials accounts, and now they're not following me anymore.
That's
really annoying.
The only reason I don't use the blue blocker is like I'm gonna block somebody that I need to know about, because some people that are like based and normal in the community bought Twitter for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
it's okay. You can be based and make bad decisions.
Yeah,
That's up to you. I don't want to block them.
The tragedy is it's not supposed to do that because we both follow each other. Like that is like the one thing it's not supposed to do, and it did it anyway. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay.
So now I'm not followed by A Drive or the Illustrials. Literally, it only happened for exactly Illustrials and A Drive. I'm like, what? What the fuck?
Oh, good.
Come on.
Perfect.
These
They're
are
like,
the
he
ones
doesn't
I
need
need
to know
the
about
connections with.
So I'm still using it, but I switched it to muting people instead.
Oh, that's smart. Now, does that work on mobile?
No, it does not. You have to be on desktop. And so what I do sometimes is I'd open it up and just like let it scroll. I'd like middle mouse click and move it down so it's like automatically scrolling down, and it's just blocking the fuck out of people. Or sometimes I'll intentionally click on bait posts that I know there's gonna be a ton of people on. It'll just nuke the entire thing.
Something I've been doing recently is anytime an ad pops up, because ads more often than not are like actual like people trying to promote really bad tweets. And so anytime I see the word ad, I just block it. And it's like, would you like to subscribe to Twitter to avoid this? And I'm like, I doubt subscribing to Twitter is going to prevent this, because this site.
No, I bet it doesn't work.
Yeah, this site bought by a genius.
He's very smart.
Yeah.
He's very, very smart.
Listeners,
he came up with PayPal.
I am doing. That's true, listeners. I'm doing air quotes right now.
He came up with
PayPal. To denote that everything following this statement is sarcasm.
Proceeding, because
proceeding.
Now what you're saying is
because
sarcastic.
everything following this is going to be accurate. This sucks. It's got a terrible user interface. Call it Linux the way it's not user friendly.
I love it.
Okay, that's fucked up.
I love
Linux
it.
actually is quite user friendly now. So.
Oh, I didn't.
Else you call it Linux? What? What is this fucking
Equilinx
right from Alestrals? Like what the?
That's evil. The evil Linux is Linux.
Evil Linux. That's when Linus from Linus Tech
Dark
Tips and
Linux.
Linux had a child. They called him Linux.
It's true. I was there. I was there.
I was there when
was
evil
there.
Linux was born.
Oh,
I delivered the baby.
What the fuck?
to the dark forces.
I said, "Unto us a child is born."
And he's really fucked up. He looks like a little penguin, and he's really short, but he also has bleached
that
blonde
did
tips.
not take long. Wow. Oh man.
Just an incredible bit. This is a great bit.
Listeners, the little wiggling of the fingers is what we had there from Nash. It was
The
very funny.
little devious.
I like how this
touch.
looks on the camera. I'm just gonna do this the rest of the. No, I can't. That's too distracting.
Everyone.
I can't concentrate on anything else but my fingers.
the ADHD kicking in. Wait a minute, I can't do these two
like,
things at the same
whoa.
time. Well, this is
I said what I
crazy.
said.
Talk and
This is
wiggle.
kind of crazy. Wait a minute.
So, Caleb, you've got like 30 minutes.
Welcome to the short episode, everyone. For once, we actually won't take too much of your time.
Yeah, maybe we ought to do this from now on like this, where someone's got a time limit.
It's fine. It's fine. If we go a little over time, I'll be all right. I can be late. It's fine.
All right. So I've got a really good segue for us.
Yes,
Actually,
okay.
like to go into. So Caleb, you've really been pushing legacy formats in the game, which thankfully have been coming more to light due to the Law Yugioh doing his retro Rumble videos, and you guys did a video on what is now known as Meadowlands format, which is the YCS that happened right before the release of Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, where it's Dragon Ruler format without the Dragon Rulers.
Exactly.
And conveniently, that was what I was playing. That's when I was very competitive in the game. So immediately, that's piqued my interest. And so, how do you feel being now more or less known as the legacy format guy of the community? You're the one who is pushing really all of these different legacy formats. Even if you go into your Discord server, the Orbit Cafe, there's six channels. 6 channels that are just all different legacy formats.
Yeah, alt formats.
What? What about me? I'm just kidding. I don't do anything. Go ahead.
It's really funny because there's some there's always Twitter trends going around, but one of them was what do people think about you type thing, and I was like, I'll participate in trend. Why not? And this was a while ago. And everyone was like, "You're the alt format guy." I'm like, "I am? What? I run 2 alt formats." Oh no, I run 2 alt formats. Never mind. Because this is kind of how it's always been. It started with God's format, in 2022, and then it became dog shit format. I think was the next one after that. Someone's gonna be upset that I've forgotten an alt format here. And then Covington, which is 4-player commander style Yu-Gi-Oh. And then now Meadowlands is the one that has really connected with people a lot, because like you said, Nash, it is peak Yu-Gi-Oh pretty much. I in talking with the Law about it in prep for our episode, called it the Edison of the Zexal era, and I feel like that is exactly what it is, because it's proving to be that even more so, because as more people are getting into it, we're having more people come in and they want to brew stuff. They want to come up with silly decks. They're finding some of the most fucked up stuff I've ever seen. and in the best way possible. Like, so there was a 2012 Worlds Exodia list that like got like top
Yeah,
8, top
Jarrell
4.
Winston, he got 5th place.
Yeah,
at
so
Worlds
top
with
8.
Exodia.
There's a handful of hits that have happened to that leading up to Meadowlands, but they were just like, yeah, well, we could basically make this, and actually we can tune it a little bit better potentially to be even better with like modern deck building sensibilities, and it can draw like 20 cards in one turn, pretty easily.
Wow.
Yeah. Or well, it'd be like a turn and a half. It's crazy.
Like I remember because that was the first time that I had like learned about the existence of Worlds, like that Worlds, the 2012 Worlds. And that's really what put on the map of, One Day of Peace, triple Upstart Goblin, triple Reckless Greed. Like, it is because of that deck that like people really started being like, oh wait, we can apply this to like our real decks, not just this Exodia deck.
Yeah, it's insane. It's very funny because Hope for Escape was a Gods format card for a little bit as well, because you play Dinomorphia, you get your life points all the way down, and then you'd be able to activate it from hand and just be like, all right, I'm gonna draw 3 now.
Wow.
So it was wild to see that card show up again, but there's that they've been brewing these wild like Quasar builds, which I'm not familiar with that stuff at all, but from what I've heard, Quasar is not really good for like a couple of formats, but they're making it work. Or maybe it was good and some hit made it bad. I don't know what it is, but like they're making it work and it's doing insane shit.
So the thing with Quasar, the problem with Quasar during this time is it was legal in North America, but Europe didn't have access to it. And so during the time that it was legal in North America, it was really good. But there weren't enough decks to take advantage of it. There was sort of like a newer, like Reborn Tengu style deck that had already been being pushed out because the game was getting faster.
Yeah.
Laval was really the only deck that could fully take advantage of it just because of Rekindling. And so they would turbo it out. But by the time that everybody had access to Quasar, it had kind of outlived its availability because it was like a manga promo.
Yeah.
It was a jump promo card.
Okay.
And so just Europe didn't have access to it. I remember like watching deck profiles during that period, and almost always if you'd see a Quasar, it'd be like, I'm sorry to my European viewers, like, you don't have this. There's really no substitute for this. Like, if you comment down below, like, what can I play instead of Quasar? Like, I don't know what to tell you. There's really nothing else you can.
Yeah, so they've decided the best version of Quasar is a Fabled list.
Yeah. It was Fabled or Laval.
Yeah.
That was your choice. And honestly, with our knowledge now of how to deck build, like modern day deck building being applied to back then, Fabled is far above and superior to Laval.
Yeah. This looks crazy.
Just because you've got like the deep draw engine and the Dark World support.
Yep.
Like works so well with it, and there's so much more synergy. Whereas Laval had like Flamevel synergy. And that like, so with these past formats and like thinking of these archetypes and breathing life into these decks that people haven't thought about in well over a decade. Scarlet and I were talking before we started recording on just like the joy that people get looking through these old archetypes that they used to have so much fun with when they first started playing the game. We were talking about just the desire to want to relive the joy of like finally understanding a combo right when you're like getting into the game, and like that joy of, oh, I know how this works now, like it's all clicking. And there's like 2 ways to relive that joy. Is one, either like alternate formats, or 2, when Konami releases legacy support. Like, think of how happy everybody was with like for me, because I'm the dual terminal guy, with the Naturia support that came out tail end of 2022. Naturia became a meta deck. Everybody freaking out about the Ice Barrier, Gen X, Infernoid, Ritual Beast. Like, Ritual Beast has been bought out 4 or 5 times already, just since they announced the potential of that support before it was
that's
even
actually crazy.
confirmed.
That'd actually be crazy.
Yeah. Like, people love
Wow.
their old decks, and like that makes people buy this product because they're like, oh, I remember having so much fun. Now I can play it again. Like, that's me with Gen X. I'm so excited.
I really do think that, like,
Appliancer, please.
Please,
I know it's not that old, please.
All they need is another Link 1. They need one more Link 1 that searches the field spell.
They don't. We don't need that. We need other things. We need other things, please.
They just need a negate. They just need a negate.
Not even just anything at all. Anything. They forgot to. I actually did this on my other podcast.
Yeah, go check out.
They
Mr. Konami.
forgot to make them do anything. They forgot.
Oopsie.
Other than like attack. So they just. Oh man, I could talk about this for a while, but I don't want to derail the conversation to like me yapping about appliancers. But oh my gosh, to keep it general, there are so many archetypes though out there that they make, and then they just need a card to not make them like. I like the line that I'm looking for isn't like they need to be meta relevant. It's just that they need to be relevant. They need to be able to play. And I would love for them to just make these archetypes that are just sort of like, you know, think about S-Force, think about like War Rocks, think about even like Mech Knights. I don't know. Think about just like kind of just these archetypes that don't really do anything. But like, or not Mech Knights.
Yeah, I was
Mech Knights are actually
that might be. You might have jumped a little too far.
What am I thinking of? Oh, you know what? I think it's Starry Night is what I was thinking.
Starry
Night. Yeah,
like they were making. I don't know why I said Mech Knights. Those were actually they had their time for a little while, but like they make these and then they just sort of don't do anything with them. I think there was like Valkyries. There's like Rika or Rika, however you say that.
Rika does stuff.
They made like. Rika does stuff? Oh, okay. I'm just dumb.
Yeah,
so
Rika's
never mind.
Avalon.
Yeah. I guess like in conjunction with something else, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Pure Rika
I guess I have not heard anything like this crazy Rika deck. I just haven't heard that, but I have not kept in touch with the game very much.
Dude has not heard of National European Champion Jess, who has won with Rika.
2 years in a row.
But I thought it was. But I thought that was Sun Avalon.
It was both.
It's
Rika Sun Avalon.
It's both fused together.
See, I've only heard about the Sun Avalon.
I gotcha. The Rika part is what makes it
ever like
really, really solid. Because
Okay.
essentially the
well,
Sun
never
Avalon
mind.
engine.
Forget that too. That's correct too, baby. Mech Knights and Rika. I'm just trying to name stuff that like Evil Eye. Let's look at Evil Eye.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly,
stuff like that I
good,
feel like was made and nothing.
A good benchmark is if Abyss has played around with a deck, then that's a deck that just hasn't gotten support. They like could get support.
Arm Dragon.
Nordic. Oh my god, Nordic.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Although it is a pretty good deck when you throw in Adventure, although that's outdated now, kind of with the new stuff. It's not like amazing, but it definitely lets Nordic play. The only thing is this is a bit of an aside. I'm going to come right back. The Adventure engine kind of does the same thing as like the Hippo Carnival card. It doesn't really do anything more for the deck if you want to get to a negate, but sometimes you see both. Anyway, all that being said, every one of these decks, other than the 2 strikes that I got, I'm not out yet, have like just like such like they almost do something, and I just don't understand why are we making these cards? Who are these for? Because we have people who do play just for fun, but they don't want to play a deck that doesn't work, even in like a fun casual format. So like, why not make these, even if they're never going to be meta relevant, able to be played in a way that like if you go to a locals, you're not going to probably top every time. You're not going to like take home the regional, but at least, you know, you had a chance to play the game at a locals with these decks. That's what I wish would be done, without having to do like Rika plus Sun Avalon. Not that every deck needs to be pure, but it would be cool if every deck was at least functional and that was an option. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to combine it with stuff, great. But I don't know. That's the thing that I feel like is missing from this game and why a lot of people quit. Like they get a favorite thing and then it just never, you can't play it. There are so many decks that are in my binder now because I have them, but they simply are outclassed, which I understand happens, but I wish we were better at cycling to like keep going. I understand we're not going to keep everything equal at all times. That's just not sustainable. But I just don't understand how it seems like Konami just straight up forgets. Feel free to throw in your thoughts now, but that's kind of my summarizing thought.
I agree. I think a part of the issue as Yu-Gi-Oh players is not having rotation means you get attached to decks and you want to keep playing them, right? And you want to try and make them work. And so I wish that Konami would just do like a year of legacy support. Oh, Nash is showing Dragoonity,
That would be so
cock and ball torture.
cool. Oh yeah.
So, but I really think that just for like a year, we should just have a year of legacy support. Like that would just like finish off a bunch of these decks because it makes me think about like whenever a TCG exclusive gets announced, it's like, oh, is this going to be meta breaking or is it going to be more drivel that never really works?
Is this going to be the next BA or Cosmo or is it going to be Tistina?
Yeah, Tistina, Warrock. Ashen, like Ashen does not look like it's doing jack shit. They showed off this new fusion monster, and it's like it doesn't do shit. Like it does not do what the deck wants to do. From what I've been told, like it's
like
why
it's like these first waves of support. You're like, oh my gosh, this like this groundwork that they've given, like this deck has the potential to be so good, and then you've got like Ashen Wave 2 support, B Trooper Wave 2 support. Like B Trooper was actually competitive for a little bit. It was getting regional tops, it was getting tournament tops with just the first wave of support, and people were like, this deck has potential. It's so cool to see an insect deck for the first time since Insectors have actual potential. And then their next wave of support was 2 fusions that didn't do anything.
Yep.
Or like, why would I play this fusion card? Like the fact that like a Weevil Underwood support fusion was better in B Trooper than the actual B Trooper fusions we got. People were like, this is ridiculous.
And why are we making cards that don't do anything? Why are we making these? Who are these for? Because there's always this answer that comes with that. That's like, well, not everybody's competitive. I'm like, no, I understand. Even a non-competitive player will read this and be like, why would I put this in my deck?
Yeah, like, this isn't better than anything I'm already using.
Yeah. Well, why are we making these? I get there's pack filler sometimes, but dog, come on. Make them do things.
We've kind of like stumbled into the exact same conversation that Joseph had in his video he made like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
about
it was like
why cards are bad, and like, there's a purpose for bad cards when you have pack draft, because when you're drafting for like packs to play, like in Magic the Gathering, you need there to be bad cards so you can have sort of a power scaling. And you have a couple really good cards, but you kind of just have to find what's playable out of the garbage.
Yeah.
But we don't play pack draft because Konami has not set up any way for that to actually be feasible with our bait or with any of our sets. And so
especially,
there's no purpose in having bad cards. There's zero purpose. Like, why the fuck? Why did they print? How did I get here? Like, what the fuck does that card do? I don't know. I just know it because it's funny. Like, that's literally it.
Yeah.
Why would you print that card?
Yeah.
It doesn't do shit.
And like, when the pack filler is support for another archetype, it's like this. I can't use this in like my sneak peek draft because it doesn't work with anything. Because
sets.
because it's like, I can't use this terrible card. Like, this card is bad, and I can't even use it in this draft setting that you want OTS stores to do, because it is a support card from a previous set. Like, this is awful.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating because understandably so, when people open packs, a lot of times they're just like, all right, let me skip through the commons because all we care about is the last card, and that just isn't. I mean, that still happens in other games. Like, to be clear, people when they're opening packs still skip the holos. However, when I watch, like, so there's a Pokemon creator that I watch fairly regularly called Tricky Jim, who will open up Japanese sets and talk about cards and how powerful they're looking to be in the upcoming TCG format. And he goes through all the cards and he walks through them and he explains the good ones. He's like, here's a really good common that like actually is going to potentially be its own deck, and he explains it, and it's like, and they'll put up translations on the screen and stuff like that. Who the fuck's doing that for Yu-Gi-Oh? Because who gives a shit except for the cards we already know are going to be good because they're the secret rares, they're the super rares, they're the standard archetypes. When is a random pack common like actually been particularly relevant other than as like a one-off tech card potentially? But like that's one out of hundreds or thousands.
Mm-hmm. It's like the only closest people we have to those kind of content creators are like Dual Daddy on Instagram and Twitter, and Jaxel with his Everything You Need to Know series. Yeah. And even then, they don't go like through every card. Like Jaxel does like this is an overview of like the cards you should know for the set.
Yes.
And then Dual Daddy does like, these are new like play styles that can come out from the set. This is how to do the new combos that people are talking about. And this is every card that we know of in the set. But there's nobody who's like, because there isn't the time to go, like nobody has that time, and there isn't the audience. Like you said, Scarlet, like who's gonna play these cards? Like, who cares? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like and that's the part that's like, I wish that there was communication and the ability to give feedback with the way that we've been able to give feedback. Not me necessarily, but this is a segue into with Alestrals. A-Drive and team has been really, really receptive of like, oh, this is working, this is not working. I don't know if they've taken that into account with packs and how sets are structured at all.
They have.
But
they have.
Like, see, like just communication with whoever is in charge, because we don't really know because there's no communication, would be really helpful. And there have been moments where we thought we were getting that from Konami. There were, and this is the part that sucks, is like, it's sort of like this, the analogy of friendships or relationships with a narcissist, where they start by giving you $100 and then slowly work their way down to, it feels like 100 when they're giving you a nickel. And, that's how it feels with Konami, because there have been times where it's like, oh, maybe a little bit, but it's a nickel. And we're like, oh, see, guys, they're pulling through. And
they're doing rarity collection too. See, they really care about their player base. Yeah. We don't know anything that's in it.
And then, also, you're not going to Worlds if you're not from X country. Like, it's just like, whoa!
Also, we're raising the pack prices.
Yeah. It's crazy, but man, like, Nash, just like we were talking about off camera for a little while, I probably am not going to be sent boxes for a while, but it's like, I've always openly been honest about how I feel about Konami, and for some reason we've had like a decent relationship, but like, dog, I don't really care if that relationship ends. I'm still going to be honest. Like, oh no, you won't send me free sets with crap I won't use in it anymore, or crap that I can't even give away because no one wants it. Like, so it's just like, be better.
You'd hope so. And that's so much is why I'm like, I y'all know, people that follow me on Twitter know, I'm all in on Alestrals. Like, I want this game to succeed so bad because I know that A-Drive gives a shit. Like, he cares, he listens, he speaks with players. Like, the Alestronauts did a interview with him, and he was super open and honest about some very tough things that we asked him. And he was like, yeah, I will talk to you. Like, he admitted, like, yeah, we've made mistakes. Here's what we've done wrong. Here is what we're doing to fix that and prevent this from happening. And he is not just in, like, those things, in his own, on the main channel videos, has been like, yeah, the first set of Shattered Stars, which is like a subscription pack service where you get sent a bunch of packs, and they're like kind of like OTSs. You get 5 commons, they're all the exact same 5 commons, and you get 1 rare at the end and 1 spirit. That's full art. And it's like, it's very cool. They're fun to open, and it's something you can get every month. But the first time they did it, they fucked up. Because from the manufacturer, there was 0 randomization of packs and cases. So it was, this case has the exact same order of, the same 5 commons, the exact same rare, and then the exact same spirit in the entire case. And so what they were doing is they were grabbing packs from one case, distributing them. And so like I got 3 hollows. There are 5 different options. I got 3 of them, and I got 3 of each in my 9 packs. And that was it.
Oh.
And so I was happy with mine because I got the 3 that I cared about. But there are people that got screwed over and got less relevant ones and were not happy. And it's like, that shouldn't have happened in the first place. It should have been random. I shouldn't have got 9 of the exact 3 specific ones. I should have gotten like 2 here, whatever. And so they fixed it. They immediately were like, hey, we fucked up. We did not clarify with the manufacturer that they should have done this randomization before putting it into cases. So what we're going to do now, here's our solution, is for the short term, we've created a space where you can trade with other people that also are suffering from the same issue, so you can get cards that you don't have. So we're creating a space for people to like swap, and we know that this is like sort of a Band-Aid fix. Like we messed up, and we're kind of just hoping that people will, out of the goodness of their heart, trade. But in the future, what we'll do to fix this is we're going to change our next order so randomization happens at the factory, and then for now, when we do distribution, we're gonna have people fill orders from different cases. So you'll get packs from multiple different cases to prevent this issue from happening again. And it's like, there you go. Yeah. That was phenomenal. Like, that is what you needed to do. You corrected the issue. And like, he openly said all of that. Like, I didn't have some special conversation with him. I saw that from the video, the same as everyone else.
Yeah. And he didn't avoid being like, things,
it's not that bad. Come on. He was like, yeah, this sucks. We're sorry. And we're gonna do right by you. We're gonna fix it the best that we can. And like, that's phenomenal. Like that is the right way to handle it. And it made me very happy to be like, okay, this guy gives a shit. And it's very hard to feel like Konami gives a shit. It's very hard to feel like Wizards of the Coast gives a shit. It's very hard to feel like Bandai Namco gives a shit about any of the games that they run. Like, I look at all these trading card games, and it's like, I play. The only reason I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh anymore is because I'm playing historic formats. Like, I don't really play the current advanced format. Like, I don't really keep up with it that well. I build my silly, might be good in the future decks if I ever decide I want to play Fiend Link when that hits proper. But like that's really it. Like I bought the entirety of Voiceless Voice, and I've not played a single match with the full deck. The only time I played that deck is when I played it half-assed at the sneak peek. That is it. So I'm like,
I'm right there with
you. We're Historic Forest.
I bought the whole. I bought the Fire King structures and built Dogmatica Fire King. Didn't play a single game, and that was months ago. I just haven't had time.
You guys pilled you on it. I haven't done in an episode.
Yeah,
and then you just haven't.
You should do it. Do it.
I didn't pay a lot of money. I paid $30 to get the structures. It wasn't a big deal, and I will still play it even when it does get absolutely wrecked one day on a ban list, because I think that the cards are cool. I just have no interest in playing nothing but pseudo mirror matches. That really, I don't know if it's an ADHD issue, but that really like makes my brain demotivate from playing. When I'm just gonna be playing against my own deck but better. I'm just like, I don't really want to do that. And I've just been busy with like real life stuff. So that's just life. But same, Caleb, like I really have not engaged with the game in a while, and there's not a lot of, if I were not doing this stuff for like YouTube and stuff like that, I think I would be engaging even less than I am now. But because I still want to keep my channel going, because I love hanging out with you guys and like friends that I've made throughout Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm still engaged with it for those reasons, but barely. Like, I mean, I'm just barely, I've got one toe in the pool right now, essentially. And that's not like it's not because I'm quitting and I'm like adamantly against, I'm not like, no one needs to talk me off a ledge or anything. It's not like I'm there. It's just right now, I just go through seasons. And right now I'm in a huge season of just like disinterest because of just the way things are at the moment. And hopefully something happens to reignite that. Sorry to say this. I know it's fire format flame again. And
you're canceled. Canceled.
Yeah.
Twitter, execute this man.
Go ahead. Oh no, I'll lose. I already don't do anything. Oh no, cancel me.
Google
Oh
castrate
no,
this
I'll
man's
tweet
balls.
about Applebee's less.
Mods, accelerate his particles.
Wait, now hold on. Accelerate his particles.
I got that one from Eurovispera. That was so good.
That was such a good.
It's
Yeah.
so funny. It's so funny.
See, what's crazy for this format for me specifically is I love it, because of the fire cards. Because so many decks that I have loved in the past have like just happened to have level 1 fires, and I'm like, I can play my stupid little decks. This is awesome. Like, I've got a Jirac deck that I'm working on. I've got a Laval deck that I'm working on, and like, I'm so happy. And everyone's just like, this deck's got to be like cut. I'm like, no, please, no.
See, this is you've reached the Crystron Halki-Fibrax issue. Like, this is these are the cards that make worse decks better. Like, I mean, look at TG right now. TG is very cool with the Snake Eye stuff.
TG got a spot. TG got top 32 at Medellin.
Yeah, and does it do anything without those cards? It can, but not as easily. So, like, you know, it is the entire archetype of Snake Eye is a Crystron Halki-Fibrax, pretty much. And that's what's so weird. You know, people have been clamoring for ban lists for weeks now, and it's bad because we've been clamoring for so long that people have stopped clamoring. Like the despair has hit, and
just like
But even with that, whenever someone puts up a ban list, no one can agree on what the right hit is, because, like, you know, anything that probably should get hit is too soon because it just came out. In Phantom Nightmare, like, they're not gonna hit Poplar, they're not gonna hit Princess. Both of those are bannable cards. I think both of them do too much. Yeah. Those are both bannable. There's no way that either of them get banned, but I think that they could be because of the types of things that they do.
Yeah, that takes me back to when Adventure just was out and it was running rampant, and it was like, it's just been out, but like, yeah, it does need hit. Every deck is something Adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the same conundrum of everybody kind of clamoring for a list because we were tired of seeing this after like 3 weeks of it. And even then, it wasn't even like a tier 1 situation. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't remember what the list was that finally. In fact, I don't know if they're ever really. I think it just sort of phased out because better things came.
It was based. Based was, I think, what led to a hit on the ban list, but it wasn't Adventure. It was the Rocks Red Rose. Red Rose. Yeah. Like, that was the hit it was like the 60 card Adventure Dragon Synchro something. I can't remember what the acronym was. Yeah. Sandgen. That was the Essen based. Yes, it was Sandgen.
It was Brave. What was the A?
Was it not Adventure?
No, because it was Brave. Because that's it was Brave.
They used the
Sandgen.
OCG.
Shoot. I don't remember.
Yeah. But what's crazy is thinking about Adventure, because, like, you're right. I remember people clamoring for a list around then. But it was good, but it wasn't really hit. Like, it's not doing anything now.
No, it wasn't broken, but people were just tired of seeing it. But that's the closest thing I can. That's why I was like, it's not the same thing. But I remember.
I think it's a good thing to bring up.
It was like,
because I think both of these,
both
of these formats share the same thing of, like, it's a cost issue more than a power level issue, I think. Because
the Adventure package was like $300-400.
Yeah. Yep. It was like $100 an Aramazer, I'm pretty sure, something insane like
Enchantress. Enchantress was $100 and you needed 3.
Yeah.
Rite of Aramasir was $100. You needed 3. Fateful Adventure, and Griffin Rider were like $1 each.
Yeah. They were like super and rare, I think.
So it's like you were spending like $500 to $600 on a 8-card engine.
Yeah, and it was good. It was good. It still is good. But I think that cost is a major piece of it, and perceived cost as well, because, like, realistically, the Snake Eye stuff is very expensive. However, there are ways to play it that are less optimal, but you don't have to shill out an extra $300 or whatever.
Yeah.
But even stepping in that direction is too much for a lot of people. Me, I sold off all my stuff for the Fire King or the Snake Eye stuff because it's like I already have $600 worth of cards that I did not pay $600 for, to be clear. They appreciate it, but I had that already, and all I needed to spend was like another $200-$300 for the Poplars, the Princess, and then Bonfire. Sorry, I would never play Bonfire. So all I had to do was spend like another $200 on what I was missing. But it just was like it's a step too far. Like I don't want to do that. Like I already have the cards that I wanted to play with, pun intended. I wanted to play with. But I can see that one hit Scarlet's face in real time. He was like, "Oh, yep, that was okay." I was like, I don't want to spend an additional like $150 to make this deck playable. Like, I want to play the stuff that I'm enjoying, and the fact that the second wave of support is so expensive, and to make it like as good as it can be with Bonfire, it's like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I'd rather just not play it at all. And that was kind of what broke it for me.
Like the hard part about that, and I imagine for you, Caleb, too, not that I know, was knowing this is absolutely going to be hit. Like this is the best. So I don't know how people, and Nash, maybe you can speak into this because I know you said you just like got the deck. I have a really hard time personally with investing that far into a top deck, knowing that it is. I hate treating card games like stocks, and I don't mean it that way, but like my money as a teacher is scarce. I want to make my money in this hobby like stretch. So for me, like what I mean here is less about investment and more about my ability to be sustainable in the game and relevant in the game. Like I can't afford to every time there's a new best deck, get it, know it's going to get hit, sell it off at a what I know is a sunken cost, and then do it again. I don't know how people do that, or how like to, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like that's always just like the biggest issue for me. I wish that I had unlimited money. Maybe I would care less about doing that, because I love playing Yu-Gi-Oh. For me, it's like I understand the investment for you isn't monetary necessarily either. It's like I enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh, and maybe you can justify it. I don't know, because you go to more events than me too. I don't know. Feel free to speak into that. That's always the hard part for me, though.
So I usually, it's my shtick. I do not play the tier 1, tier 0 deck. Like going into this, I already know that the money I'm spending on this game is at the beginning a sunk cost. Like I know I am never making my money back, because the cards I'm buying are max rarity decks from over a decade ago. Like I'm not, unless some crazy support happens, I am never making my money back. And like what I spend the majority of my money on is building up my collection of dual terminal cards that I don't really intend on selling unless I completely give up the game. And
okay.
So I've already got that mentality. Like this is the first time ever that I have the best deck in the room. And the only reason I have it is because it works really well with these really bad decks that I love and have a soft spot for. Like, it works with Jirek. Jirek was the deck that I loved, and, like, it's the deck that I played to the highest competitive result I've ever gotten. It works really well with Laval, which is the deck that got me back into, like, actually playing the game in COVID. That was the first deck that I, like, played when I got back during COVID and, like, actually played before I even decided to get back into YouTube. I was like, I want to start playing Laval. And so, like, I actually bought Bonfires not because of Snake Eyes, but because it searches our Gen X Magma, which is getting support in 2 months. That's literally the only reason, and I was like, because I was like, there's no way I'm spending $100 on Bonfire, and then somebody at my locals was selling them for $50 a piece, and I was like, that's still a lot of money, but like I can justify that because I don't think Bonfire is ever really going to get hit on a ban list. It might go to 1, but I doubt that because there's so fewer pyros than there are warriors. And like, I'm going to use Bonfire for a long time. Like, I'm going to play Gen X a lot when that support comes out because like, this is the first time in a long time that a janky deck that people already know me for is like getting support. So it's like I go into it already knowing that I'm not making any money, that I've already got this sunk cost, and I'm just going to have as much fun as possible. Like, I didn't buy all of the Snake Eyes cards at once. I collected the Snake Eyes cards at the sneak peek event because I was like, oh, these are fires. A lot of them have 200 defense. I'm always looking for rekindling targets. And that was it. I was like, oh, this looks... I didn't know of any of the support that was coming out. I was like, this looks like a fun deck to mess around with, to figure stuff out with. They're all level 1s, all of the Lavals, like, it's like, rekindling, I could do some, like, stupid synchro deck. Oh, they all search each other. This is cool to mess around with. It, like, slowly but surely, I picked up the Witches. I picked up the Wanteds. I pulled Promethean Princess. It was, like, very slowly I picked it up until I was like, oh, I have the deck. I guess I'll learn how to play the deck. If I was like very much more invested in the game, I would probably pick up, Voiceless, all this stuff just to see how they play. But I don't do that. The only reason I have Snake Eyes is because it works so well with my janky fun decks, and I want to figure out how it works, like how well it works with these janky fun decks. Like I picked up the Kashtira cards, not because I wanted to play pure Kashtira, but because I wanted to play Evil Swarm better. I picked up the Adventure card not because I wanted to play Based, but also, funnily enough, I wanted to play Evil Swarm better. Weird how that worked out.
That's awesome.
So it's like, I'm buying these expensive things because I just want to be a goober. I want to play my bad decks better. And I know these are bad decks. I'm probably not going to perform super well with them, but I will perform better, and I will have more fun with these decks because I'm putting a little bit more money into it.
I think...
Yeah, that's relatable. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
It's also like with cooking, because I cook a lot. I'm a chef. And sometimes I will justify buying more expensive ingredients, more expensive things. I know that I'm not making money back, but I know that I'm going to enjoy myself. Like, I'm going to have fun cooking, I'm going to have fun learning how to cook it, and it's going to taste good. But I can't sell those ingredients back. And it's like, I think I've just got this same mindset with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm spending a bit more money to have a bit more fun, but I know that nothing's ever going to happen.
Yeah. I think that there's an additional piece where, like, we're all thinking about Snake Eye as if it's January, February, right? Like, peak expensiveness. I just checked. These cards are significantly less expensive than they were. The only thing that's gone up in price is Diabellstar. Everything else has, like, halved in cost. Bonfire's like 50, 60, 70 bucks. Wanted's like 50. Like, people are super anticipating a ban list right now, and so they are selling off these cards like crazy, which means it's a little bit more accessible, given you're a little okay with some of the cards getting hit in the future.
Like, Poplar and Princess are both like $20.
They're like 10. They're like 15.
They've gone
even more. I literally was like, because I've been playing with a proxy Poplar for fun matches with my budget Snake Eye list, and it's like I could just spend the $10-15 on a Poplar and just have it versus this. And like I'm not against that, but I don't think I'm going to. But it's like that is way better than when I was building that. It was like, oh, Poplar's a $30 card. Poplar's a $50 card. It's like, oh, these have gone down significantly because people are really expecting some sort of like slaughter list, I think. And honestly, if a slaughter list doesn't happen, this shit's gonna be really expensive again.
So, viewers and listeners, if like you want to get
this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. I'm going to stop you there. You're not doing that shit.
This is a comedy podcast.
This is a comedy podcast. That's like, you should remember, what was it? I made a Shufflers University tip that was like buy out prosperity for like $60 of cards. You will make money, something like that. Oh, folks, this is not financial advice. Folks. But well, I'm really glad that
Gamble, you will win.
You will win. Make sure to click the sponsored link in the description to stake.com. And by that, I mean join the channel, become a channel member. You can get a cool little duck next to your name. It's cool. It's a cool little duck.
Download DraftKings Sportsbook.
There's this great new gacha game called AFK Journey. Anyone that watches too much YouTube will get that one.
But they'll know.
Nash, I'm really glad that you're enjoying the game though, because like, I don't know, it's really cool. We were talking about when
like, dog.
we were talking about when like, it sucks to see cards and archetypes you really enjoy not get support, and you're living the dream right now. Like, you are exactly what we're talking about. Getting support for Gen X through Bonfire or for Laval or whatever it is. Like, it's
like
very
the
cool.
fact that Snake Eyes is in direct support for 2 archetypes I love, and then 2 other archetypes that I love are getting direct support. And like right now in the OCG, Ice Barrier, like, it's not one of the top decks, but it is a actual meta contender. Like, it is a solid rogue pick.
Oh, believe me,
and
I know.
It is getting tops. Like, it's getting like 1 to 2 tops per tournament.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah, see?
I have every Ice Barrier card that will ever be relevant right here. I have all the tokens I need. I have like 5 tokens ready, locked in.
I have every Ice Barrier card. It's like
I remember when Ice Barrier was like the joke deck, and like people would like, ha ha ha, Ice Barriers, am I right? And now you can't do that.
Yeah, Ice Barrier Runic, it's coming.
Speaking of that,
I gotta pick up the Runic cards. I gotta get them. I want to play Runic Generator. That sounds fun.
It seems so cool. It's very funny. So for April Fools, a buddy of mine, his locals did is Conga Line Larry. His locals did any card at 1, any banned card you can play at 1. And one of the I think something they did a list of all the banned cards. He played Tier Laments, so he got kicked close at 1. And there were multiple people that got VFD back, and I think Runic Generator was one of those.
Oh,
got VFD. It's like, God, imagine, holy shit. Insane.
That's
miserable.
Nuts. Yeah, that card can never come
back.
I remember. And what was crazy about VFD was it took so long for people to realize how good it was. Because, like, I played it from day 1. Because it's just Dino. You would just overlay Lithosagem with Trish.
Yeah.
After banishing 3 cards from your opponent's extra deck and 1 from their hand, and then you would just slap a VFD on it. It would be like, how do you know about it? I remember when people were first clamoring for it to get banned because of VW, and I was like, no, this card's been around for 3 years now. You can't just suddenly start. This has been like
we've been doing this.
This has been a thing.
Well, this happens. This happens all the time.
Nash is like, I've been listening to this band since before you guys. Like, I did it before they were cool. That's Nash right now with VFD.
Like, what do you mean people are just starting to play this? Like, people have been playing this pretty regularly.
Long-time VFD fan.
Yeah, everyone. Remember this guy. He loves VFD. This guy loves VFD. It reminds me, like, people didn't think Access Code was good when it first came out, from what I've been told.
$25 at Sneak.
Yeah, like,
nobody cared.
It just happens. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. They're like, why are we going to play this over Boral Sword?
I mean, yeah, it happens because, like, Snake Eye shit was cheap when it first came out. Dia Bellstar used to be, like, a $20 card. She's, like, $40 now. Flameburge, I got for $3 a copy.
I got my 3 Flameburge for $3.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
How much is it now?
Like, at least 15, I think.
How much is it now?
Let me see. It used to be 15.
Wow.
Let's find out.
Its high point was like 20 something. Was like $20-$30.
It is a $10 card still. It is still a $10 card.
Still, that's
more
than 3.
Yeah, I
Well
used to
done.
get them. I got mine for
Invest.
cheap. Invest, yes. This
Play
is
the
this
Yu-Gi-Oh
is
stock market. You will
win. You will win. Jesus.
99% of
Oh
people
my
who give up
God.
on the Yu-Gi-Oh stock market give up right
Before
they
they
make money.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Right
it's so
before.
true.
The meme of the person mining in Minecraft and
Yes!
stopping right before diamonds.
Except in this case, it's stopping right before QCSR wanteds.
Yeah. I gotta do a really bad edit of this. This is what they don't want you to know.
They don't want you to know this. They don't want you. They don't want you to know this. They don't. They don't want you to know. Crooked Hillary doesn't want you to know.
Listen, the liberals don't want you to know this.
The woke. They don't want you to know.
None of my
there it
Snake
is.
Eyes cards are expensive anymore. Thanks, Joe Biden. We used to be a proper country.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yes, this is it. This is the one. All right, I'm gonna paste this here so I can.
Or
Have it
getting
on my phone.
yeah, we're making it live. Wait, that's not even the. Hold on. No, that's not the. That's not the.
Are you talking about this?
I'm talking about the OG one. That's like the cartoon.
No, I know. I got that one here. This
Okay,
one?
yeah, that's the one you should use. Like that's real shit
Okay.
right there. That's real
I like
shit.
the Minecraft one just because it relates to Gen Z and their TikTok brain.
Of
But
course,
yeah,
of
we'll
course.
do the old one.
But they see
I'm
even Gen
joking,
Z
I'm
gets just replace all the diamonds with like QCSRs and shit like that. So funny, so funny.
I can't wait.
All right, well,
Oh, man, I'm gonna have a busy day.
this is busy day. It's crazy. It's been an hour. It's been a whole hour, and for once, we're stopping in an hour.
Yeah.
How's that happened?
Holy.
Welcome to the
I felt
brand
like
new
this was a
era
pretty
of
good
Riff and
episode.
Shuffle. Yeah, we're not 2-hour recording.
That's good timing. My groceries just arrived anyway. I
All
gotta
right.
like not let them thaw
Yeah,
outside.
good idea. Good idea. Well, maybe we can actually record another episode sometime soon, and maybe it might end up as a channel member exclusive. Who knows? You should subscribe today to find out.
Ooh, is that the one where we're gonna like say more slurs and stuff?
Exactly.
No, there's just gonna there's gonna be so much nudity, but
Oh.
it's only gonna be for listeners.
Oh yeah. You'll just hear.
Channel member only slurs and nudes, baby.
Otacon, I tried sneaking up on them, but the slapping of my ass cheeks was too. I can't speak. The slapping of my ass cheeks was too loud, and so I alerted the guards.
It's too powerful.
Yes, it's just only audio, and all you hear is just. Sorry, my shit just too thick. My bad. Just hear.
Imagine that
Just do a little
happening
helicopter. Don't
by
mind me.
just walking. How does that happen if you're just walking? What?
Oh, trust me,
You wouldn't get
I
it.
know.
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. And listeners, this is how you know Scarlet has a flat ass. It's flat. They say it looks just like drywall.
I've seen 2x4s with more curves.
It's true. You'll find out on the member only.
Oh, yeah, the member
episode.
only. Yeah, they say, all right, Scarlet, make it clap for us. And you just hear.
The slur. They're gonna refer to me as the slur plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a new slur
Yes,
we made
our
up.
new. Yeah, that's what the member exclusive is for. Is we come up with new slurs. You fucking plank.
Yeah, we make new ones.
Oh, sorry, that's for the member only. My bad. Oh, no. Cut that out.
Scarlet starts an OnlyFans and it's just pictures of planks.
It's just wood.
Yo, some hard wood on the OnlyFans.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
untreated pine. If you know what I'm saying.
this.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying.
I do,
So
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that would be
Yeah.
helpful.
Comment
Comment
down
down
below.
below what you think I'm
Yeah.
saying.
This is where it cuts. You just end with untreated pine.